We'll tell you. We'll tell you when.
Up 20 in the straight. Defend your title.
Oh, will he make it?
Good Saturday evening, everybody, and welcome to Exeter Lanes in Exeter, New Hampshire. This is Money Match 5. We've got the three-time defending champions, John Winchell and Brian Fuller Jr., against Shawn Baker and Bob Whitcomb. This is a rematch of sorts. John and Brian's first victory was against Shawn Baker and Brian McKinley, who Bob Wickham is replacing in this matchup. And we are underway. They usually do the overheads. And John drops 8 right off the bat. Got the 4 and the 8. Baker also drops 8. He's got the 3-10. John looking at the 4 and the 8. And oh, just off to the right. Baker with the baby split, the 3-10. Goes outside and he's got it. Shawn Baker spares right out of the gate. John Winchell looking to clean up. And he's got it, so John Winchell with a 10 to start off. The format tonight is the usual. 5 strings, winner take all. Each bowler threw in $500 with the owner of Exeter Lanes, Rob Ficara, throwing in an additional $500. Oh, Winchell off to the left, drops 7. Baker getting the splash effect. That 4-pin wants to go. It does not. He's got an 8 fill, so 18 in the first. Winchell looking at the 1, 3, and 6. And he's got it. John Winchell with a spare in the second. Baker goes high on the wood there on the 4-7, and he's got it. So 2 in a row to start. We got a fun fact here out of this match. 3 of the bowlers in this match are members of the Maria's Sub World Championship team, as John, with Brian Fuller Jr. being its newest member. Winchell looking to load it up, a little full. He'll drop 7. He's got the 2-4-10. Baker back in the headpin, also with the 2-4-10. Winchell's got a little bit of an assist in there with that piece of wood between the 2 and the 4. And he's got it. 2 into the wood, over into the 10. 2 in a row for John Winchell. Oh, Baker just slides by. So look at the 2-10 here for a $10. And he's got a 9, so Shawn Baker at 44 through 3. John Winchell at 37 on a ball. John Winchell bowls right here at Exeter Lanes from Brentwood, New Hampshire. He has a league average of 122, high single of 190, high triple 467, and a high 5 of 744. And that is ugh. No. Oof. My transitions aren't working so well so far. Winchell shows why. He's got those numbers. Strike with a strike on the fill, 3 marks in a row. Baker looking at the 10-pin. Ooh, just got by. And no good for that'll be a 9. So Baker sits at 53 through 4. First leadoff bowlers have one more box before they will sit down. Shawn. Winchell off to the right. Only takes out 4 on the first ball, but he has another one on his fill. Baker back in the pocket, leaves the 4-8. Yep. Hoping Wood gets out of the way, rolls right into the gutter. Nothing in front. Winchell with a 4 and 2. Oh, just chops out the 2-8. So a 6 fill on his strike. That's 63 through 4. Baker off to the right, just takes the back pin on the 2-pinner. John looking to get what he can. Goes for the 2 in the corner, only gets 1, so a 7 box for a 70 half. Baker cleans up with a 10 box for a 63 half. So early 7-pin lead for the champs. And now we got the anchorman. Brian Fuller Jr. on lane 5. Bobby Wickham on lane 4. Bob Wickham as a last-minute injury replacement for Shawn McKinley. Unfortunately, he had a bad accident, and it's going to be a little while before he throws the ball. Hopefully he gets better sooner than we all anticipate. Fuller starts out even a 2 and 2. 3, 4, 6, 10. Nope, 7-pin falls. Wickham a little thin there. He's got the cluster of 5 on the right and the 7-pin with some wood around. Fuller chops out just a 3. Oh, Wickham a little thin there. Still got 3 left to shoot at. Fuller hits the curtain for an 8 bucks. And didn't hit. That ball was so smooth he couldn't hear it hit the floor. 8 bucks for Bobby Wickham. So both bowlers with 8s. Bobby Wickham is coming to us from Pembroke, down on the south shore of Massachusetts. He bowls out of Union Street Lanes in Holbrook with an average of 121, high 5 of 208, high triple 497, and a high 5 of 757. So Fuller's looking at the 4 horsemen right. Whitcomb is also going to be the top seed in the upcoming Pro Series playoffs, as he is this year's Bowler of the Year. He throws a beautiful ball, but gets nothing to show for it. He's got the 4, 8, and 10. Hoping for the wood to hang around, but it doesn't. Meanwhile, Brian Fuller converts the 4 horsemen right for the spare. Trying to, just slid by. I was trying to cut the 4 into the 8 and over to the 10, but no dice. Already did. And he puts it in the same spot for a 7 bucks. So Bobby Wickham's at 15 for 2. Brian Fuller 18 in a ball. Brian Fuller's out of Newburyport with an average of 123, bowling out of Academy Lanes in Haverhill. High single of 224. High triple 474. High 5 743. And Fuller would strike on spare. A little full, but gets the splash effect. Bobby Wick goes through the middle, leaves the spread eagle. That 224 for Fuller is the house record at Riverwalk Lanes in Amesbury. That record's held for so long, he threw it back when it was still known as Lafayette Lanes. Bobby Wickham shooting at the eagle. Gets the 4 in the back. So he'll leave the 2 and the 3. Bobby Wickham with an 8. So he sits at 23 through 3. Ball and Fuller at 38 in a ball. Alongside Bob Lee, this is Justin Scali with the play-by-play once again. Glad to be here. Fuller right back in there. Gets the splash effect again. He's looking at the 7-10 with some wood. Not a bad setup. Bobby Wickham off to the left. Only takes out 3. He's got the cluster of 6 on the right and the 7. And Fuller's got one of two options here. The question is, which end of that flat piece of wood out in front there is best lined up with the 10? He goes right down the middle, and he's got it. He goes down on the 5-pin side, and he makes it. 3 marks in a row for Brian Fuller Jr. Bobby Witt off to the right. He's still got 3 left, shooting at the 1, 9, and the 10. So Fuller sitting at 58 and a ball with 1 box to go here in the first half. What a start for the champs. And Bobby only gets 1. So in 8 box, he's only had a disappointing 31 through 4. All it takes is 1 for him to get himself going. Fuller off to the right, gets a little bit of a break. So he drops 6 for a 6 fill. He's got the 1, 2, 6, and 10. Bobby Whitcomb back in the pocket. Got the 5 and the 7. The wood's rolling back. It keeps getting better and better. Fuller takes it down. What a shot! Goes outside on the 2-pinner, 4 in a row. This shot should be all set up, and he's got it. Maybe a little half saver there for Bobby Wickham. He's a 41 on the ball. Meanwhile, Brian Fuller, 74 on a ball, sitting on 4 marks in a row. What a start. The champs sitting at 144 plus a ball at the half. The challengers at 104, so an early 40-pin lead for the champs. Baker a little full. He's got the 2, 4, and the 6 with a piece of wood behind the 6 that, if it stays on the deck, could help to keep things in play. Winchell leaving the 1, 2, 7, and 10 with a little piece, with a piece around where the 4-pin would be. Baker tries to go outside on the 2-pin and hits curtain. Winchell goes outside on those 3. Here comes the cavalry. Is it going to take it? No, not enough to get it. Baker takes out the 2 on the left for a 9 box. He sits at 72 through 6. Winchell gets the 10. He sits at 80 through 6. Shawn Baker is from Haverhill, although he was a longtime resident of Lynn. Currently averages 119 in the Friday Pro League out of Woburn Boulodrome, with a high single of 213 and a high triple of 493. I don't think he knows what the rest of his highs are, as they are not listed. As he drops 4. Winchell in the pocket, buries it, leaves the 9-pin. Baker with a bit of a mess there, off to the right, leaves 3, shoots at the looking at the 147 for a 10 box. Winchell going for the 9-pin, and he's got it. Now the spare for John Winchell. Baker will go for the short 2 in the corner. He sits at 81 through 7. Shawn Baker has 1 World Team title to his name in 2016 with his brethren at Lucky Strike. He has 6 Pro Tour titles, 2 Easter Classic titles. Speaking of which, Bob, the Easter Classic is coming up. We'll have more on that in short order. Baker a little full, only 4. 2, 4, 7 on the right, 3, 6, 10 on the left. Piece of wood over on there on that left side. Winchell right through the middle. The clipped wing spread eagle, only the 10-pin is missing, but it's a 5 fill, so 95 through 7. Baker looking to cut it over, and he just leaves the 2. Good bid for Baker there. Winchell trying to play it off the wall, goes outside on the 3, on the little mini reel there. Only leaves 2. Up. Up. A little Brief little timeout there. Baker back for his third ball. And he goes outside on the 2-pin and gets a 10 box. So Baker sits at 91 through 8. So Winchell gets a 9 box. He sits at 104 through 8. Baker also 50-plus TV appearances between Candlepin Stars and Strikes, Candlepins for Dollars, and the old Comcast Candlepin Challenge. He also is the holder of the world doubles record with Hall of Famer Jack Ray. And Baker leaving the 2-7. And my apologies to the viewers, I did not look up that score. Winchell back to the middle, another eagle variation. This time the 6-pin is missing. So 2-4-7 on the right, 3-10 on the left. Baker's got the mini split with a little bit of help. Let's see which side of the pin he goes. He goes left, and he's got it. The ball catches both pieces of wood and gets the spare. Winchell trying to play things off the wall. Gets 3 to go, leaves the 3 and the 7. Got a piece of wood resting up on the 3 there. He should be a little bit of a guy to try and get the 10 bucks. And he's got it. So John Winchell sitting at 114 through 9. Shawn Baker 101 plus a ball. Baker looking to chop into things here a little bit. And he will with 7. Gets the sleeper fin to fall. We get the triangle on the right. Winchell. He drops 6. Baker looking at the 3, 5, 6 triangle there on the right. Nope, just the 5. Winchell with the 2, 5, 7, and 8. You got a piece in back there by the 8 that could have the 7-pin covered. But not hitting it like that. A little light on the 2-pin. Baker, an unconventional conversion of the 2-pinner there. So Baker finishes his first string with a 118. Winchell gets the 2 there, 9 bucks for a 123. So good start there for our leadoff bowlers. So all 4 of these bowlers have been bowling well of late. In fact, all 4 of them bowled in the Friday Pro League last night. Bob Wickham with a 348 down in his home lanes of Union Street. Fuller with a 412 on the road at Sunnyside Bowlerdrome for his Riverwalk team. So Wick goes through the middle, only takes 5. Fuller gets 7. Whitcomb with the clipped wing eagle, missing the 10-pin. Goes left, gets the 3. Fuller 3-4-6 with a frozen piece behind the 4. Looks to get it off the wall, and the 4-pin trips late. 5 marks in a row for Brian Fuller Jr. What a start. Wickham gets the 2-pinner for a 10. He's at 56 through 6. Fuller put the ball where he wanted to. Probably wasn't expecting it to go that slowly with the frozen wood. Wickham a little full again. A lot of full hits so far. He's looking at the 2-4-10. Full a little thin. Drops 6, so he's at 97 through 6. Looking at the 2-7-8-10 with a little piece with an angle piece there behind the 2. Wickham tries to play it off the wall, no dice. Fuller tries to go on the left side of the 2 and converts the back 3. Both guys here have 1 pin left to get. And Bobby Wickham gets the 10 bucks. Brian Fuller also with a 10. So Brian Fuller's sitting at 107 through 7. Bobby Wickham 66. Challenger is down a bunch early. It would serve well for them if Bobby Wickham can get a couple marks here and stem the tide just a little bit. And he drops 6. 2, 4, 6, and 7. Fuller buries it for another strike. 6 marks in 7 boxes. Brian's picking up where he left off last night. Looking to cut the 2 over. Only gets the 4. And just gets 1, so an 8 box. 74 through 8. Fuller 117 plus 2. Fuller also had a 651 in our Tuesday League at Academy this past week. Bobby Wickham at 485 in his own Tuesday League this week. And that is 4 strings. As Bob, as you witnessed.
Yes, that's right. More like a 409 for us pedestrians.
And Whitcomb goes back through the middle again. Looking to get something extra to fall. Meanwhile, Fuller back in the head pin again. A little full, but gets a few extra pins to carry. Wickham looking at the 2, 3, 4, and the 10 with an angle piece there behind the 10 that, depending on which way he plays it, could help deflect things off the wall. He's going left, and that's all he gets. Fuller with another one. 2 in a row for Fuller. He sits at 127 through 8. 137 and a ball in the 9th. And doesn't get anything. He sits at 82 through 9. Very, very un-Bobby Whitcomb-like. The pins have not been kind to him so far. He's been all over that head pin, but just has not been able to get those splits to break up. And he does it again. Another clip wing eagle. 10 pin missing. Fuller back in the pocket. Another strike. He has come to play tonight, boys and girls. 157 plus 2. Bobby Wickham looking to chop out the 2. Looking to send the 3 over. Chops out the 2 pin. So the single string record for the money match coming into tonight was a 152, and he has already surpassed it. Wickham with a 7 for a disappointing 89 string. But the challengers have put themselves in a humongous hole after 1, and this was very unexpected. Full looking for the double. But he leaves 2 pins. Staring at the 6 and the 9. And he misses off to the left. But a 9 fill and a 166 for Brian Fuller Jr. to start off. The defending champions out to a commanding 82 pin lead, 289 to 207. Yep. The team single record just fell as well. Winchell and Fuller beat their own record by 6 pins. But of course, this is the first string of 5. We have a long way to go. Winchell off to the left. Only leaves 4. Should I say only takes out 4. Baker's got the check mark left. Fuller has 3 Pro Series titles. He was the inaugural champion of the Atlantic Candlepin Singles Tour. Excuse me, the second champ, the 2018 champion. He is the 2-time defending Northern Conference champion. Baker a little full, leaves 2. Winchell currently in a battle with Josh Daly for the top overall seed in the Northern Conference. Winchell with a disappointing 7 to start. Baker with a 10, however. case you just joined us, where have you been? Bob, Justin Scali alongside Bob Lee. We are starting string 2 of Money Match 5. We're 1 box into string 2, and the 3-time defending champions of Winchell and Fuller are off to a 79-pin lead. Winchell a little full. He's got the 3, 4, 6, and 10. A piece of wood behind the 6. Baker all on the Brooklyn side. Hoping for that wood to stick around. He's got the 5, 8, and 10. The one on the 5 is frozen. Should be able to pinch the 5 on the left side and shoot it right over to the 10. Ooh. Winchell gets that 3 in a rather unconventional way. Fuller. No. Baker a little too much on the 5-pin. So both bowlers will try to clean up there for their 10 boxes. 10 box for Winchell. And a 10 box for Shawn Baker. The winner of this match will take on one returning face and another newcomer. Nick Freshie Zuffalato and Dave Barber will take on the winners of this match. And we have another surprise to be announced, which I will get to after this box. Winchell with a great first ball, leaves the 2, 5, and 7 with a plank in front of the 4. He leaves the 5-10. Winchell will look to pretty much shoot for the hole there between the 5 and the wood. Oh, just off to the left for the 9 box. Baker cuts the 5 into the 10 for a spare. What a shot from Shawn Baker. I don't think that's what he had in mind, but it works. Winchell with the 10. So the twist is now the women of Candlepin Bowling just saw what the men have doing, decided they went in on the action. So April 30th, the first women's edition of the Money Match between Marion Johnson and Matty Kelly. They will take on the main duo of Amanda Carroll and Shannon Scribner. Big thanks to Mario Johnson and Rob Ficara for putting this thing together, as they have been talking about. I suppose, yes, they have been talking about that recently. As you can hear Mario in the background there, as Baker goes strike on spare. He sits at 50 plus 2. Winchell's got the eagle minus the 2. Maybe catching a little bit too much of that wood. Winchell will check it out for the 10. He sits at 37 through 4. So, to repeat, Money Match 1 for the ladies, April 30th. It'll be Marion Johnson and Matty Kelly against Amanda Carroll and Shannon Scribner. Mark that one on your calendars. Paul Grant will have the play-by-play for you all that evening. He has been a big proponent of the women's game lately. As Winchell drops 6. Baker looking to double up. Gets it to break up. Looked like he was going to have a split, but now he's just staring at the 10-pin. Winchell with the 1, 3, 7, and 10. Up, just the 3-pin. So Winchell will be 0 for 5 on marks. Meanwhile, Baker hits a 10-pin right in the face. He's got 3 marks in a row. Shawn Baker trying to get the team going. He sits at 70 and a ball. Winchell chops out the head pin for 45. So Shawn Baker with 70 and a ball. John Winchell sitting at 45. So Baker has already knocked the lead down 25 pins down to 57. Let's see if Brian Fuller can stay hot. And if Bobby Wickham can get those pins to fall. Hopefully Baker warm the lane up for him. And they keep falling for him. Not sure he would have wanted that to stay it up. Oh, Wickham finally gets something to break up. 2 wiggling pins.
Go get it, buddy. Go bring it in.
The 3-pin goes. 5-pin does not. Winchell staring at the 5, 6, 7, 10. Leaves the 7. I think he wanted to be a little more to the right. Bobby Wick covers the spare. Fuller gets the 10. All 4 of these bowlers will be participating in the Pro Series playoffs at Timberlanes and Abington next weekend. More on that shortly. Fuller off to the left. Takes out 4. Bobby Wickham back in the pocket. Buries it. Strike on square for Bobby Wickham. Strike on spare, excuse me. Fuller with the cluster of 6 on the right, and he converts. So Fuller 20 in a ball. Bobby Witt, spare strike to start. He's at 30 at +2. The challengers are saying, not so fast, my friend. Here they come. Fuller back in the pocket, leaves the 8 and the 10. Bobby Wickham trying to double up. Leaves the 7 and the 10. The couple pieces of wood coming up back to the plate. Fuller trying to sweep it over, only gets 1. Bobby waiting for that piece of wood on the right to settle down. If it sets up in the right spot, I would guess that they would look to he would look to try to split the 2. I don't think that's going to be an option. I think that backwood is a little too deep, as you can see on the pin cam. He tries to go on that spot anyway and gets, only knocks that piece of wood into the pit. Fuller gets the 9 for 37. And Bobby Whitcomb with a 9 of his own. He sits at 47 through 3. So, and with Fuller at 37, the challengers have chopped off another 10 pins. As was previously mentioned, speaking of the Pro Series, Bobby Wickham is this year's Bowler of the Year, and will go into the playoffs as the #1 seed. He did that on the strength of his 10-stringer win down at Central Park Lanes back in November. He won that with a 13-13, lapped the field by over 50 pins. As Fuller goes outside on the head pin and gets the spare. Well, Wickham looking at that cluster of 6 there, only gets the 4. Well, Wickham threw 13-13 that day. The runner-up that day, his partner, Shawn Baker, with a 1260. All right. Bobby will look to get 1, and he gets 1. So Bobby Wickham sitting at 56 through 4. Fuller 47 with 47 in a ball. Fuller back in the pocket. Drops 8. 7 and 8 with a piece of wood that's set up perfectly. Whitcomb back to the middle. Another clipped wing eagle. This time the 7 pin is missing. That piece of wood is touching the 8. Anywhere on there, he's got it, and he does. 2 marks in a row for Brian Fuller Jr. 65 on a ball here in the second. Whitcomb trying to play it off the wall. Only chops off the 3. So he's looking at the 2, 4, 6, and 10 per a 10 box. And he gets the 2 for an 8, so Bobby Wickham sitting at 64 at the half. So to this point, the challengers have cut 24 pins off the lead. Both Baker and Fuller have spares. So as previously mentioned, all 4 of these bowlers are participating in the Pro Series playoffs at Timberlands in Abington next week. Bobby Wickham is the #1 overall seed as Bowler of the Year. Shawn Baker also has the first round bye. He is the 6th seed. As Baker drops 8. Fuller, flush in the pocket, leaves the 2-4-7 on the left. Baker, ooh, chops out the front one on the 2-pinner. Winchell a little full on the 2 there, gets the 4, but that's it. So both of them will shoot at the 10, the 7-pin for a 10. And Winchell also with a 10. So Winchell at 55 through 6. Baker 87. John Winchell will be the 10th seed next weekend. He is set to face off against the number 23 seed, Jonathan Boudreau. And Brian Fuller is going to be the number 18 seed. He is set to face Corey Packard in the first round. That is, of course, barring any unforeseen changes between now and then. So Baker goes full, leaving the big 4, the 4-7 on the left, 6-10 on the right, with a couple pieces of wood over on the left. Winchell's got the 8 and the 10. One piece off into the gutter. He's got another piece of wood right next to where the 5-pin would be. Baker gets the 2 on the left. Plays the wood perfectly, and he's got it. The wood was just far out enough that he could play it. 10 for Baker. But Winchell with a beautiful pickup, 65 on a ball. Baker back in the pocket, leaves the triangle on the right side, the 3, 5, and 6. Winchell a little full, drops 6. That puts him at 71 through 7. He's got the 2-4-7 on the left, 6-pin on the right. Piece of wood in the back that I don't think is going to make a difference. Baker picks up the triangle for a spare. He sits at 107 on a ball. Winchell chops out just the 2-pin. He's looking to grab just the 2 on the left side there, and he only gets 1. So John's only at 79 through 8. Baker 107 on a ball. Baker a little thin. Got something to look at, though. He drops 6. He's got the 2, 4, 7, and 9. John Winchell buries it for a strike. Baker with a piece of wood in front. Don't think it's going to help that much. He just gets the 2. He just gets the 2. Baker shooting at the 2 and the 9 as he'll look to clean up. And he does not. So only leaves 8. So he's sitting at 121 through 9. Winchell 89 plus 2. Baker back on that Brooklyn side again. Just like in the 8th box, he's looking at the triangle right, the 3, 5, and 6. Winchell looking to double up. He's got a 9 and a wobbling 3-pin. Oh, Baker with an unconventional conversion of the triangle. That piece of wood in the back, I think may help that one out a little bit. And ooh, Fuller misses the single. 9 fill on the strike, 98 through 9. Baker with a little bit of a gift there. It was a Lanes and Games-esque bounce for those of you who remember that house. Winchell gets the 3-pin on the second try. as the saying goes, always easy on the third ball. So Winchell with a disappointing 108. He is a 231 through 2. Baker with a beautiful mixing ball. Fills it with 9, so he ends that game with a 140. So on top of his 118 in game 1, he's at 258 for 2. Baker doing his part to this point has chopped the lead overall down to 51, but that will go back up on this fill ball from Fuller Jr. Bobby Wickham. Ooh, through the middle again. Takes out 4. Fuller. Looking for that splash ball to work for him again, but not as favorable this time. He's looking at the goalpost of 7-10. Wickham only gets the 4 on the 7. He's got the 2, 3, 6, and 9 pins left for a 10 box. He'll go try to take the sure 3 over in the corner. Let's see which way Fuller decides to play this. He gets by the front piece. The 7 pin goes, but not the 10. Whitcomb gets 2 for an 8 box. Fuller goes by the front wood again for a 9 box. So Bobby Wickham sitting at 72 through 6. And Brian Fuller at 82 through 6. 60 pin lead for the challengers, although it's still early here in string 2. Bobby Wickham off to the left. Drops 6, leaves the 1, 3, 6, and 9 with a piece of wood in there. With a piece of wood in there to help. Looks like it froze up on the 3. Fuller's got the Caleri right. Whitcomb goes outside on the head pin, and he's got it. Good shot for Bob Wickham. Fuller also looks to go outside, but he just gets the sleeper. And oh, a disappointing 6 box from Brian Fuller. Put all 3 balls in basically the same spot. So he sits at 88. Bobby Wickham at 80. Bobby Wickham is 82 plus a ball. Already picked up 4 pins in the box, plus whatever he gets here. He drops 6, leaving the 1, 3, 6, and 8. Fuller off to the left again for the 4th straight ball. He also drops 6. He's got the 1, 3, 7, and 8. Whitcomb here with no wood to help or get in the way. And, ooh, chops out just the head pin. Fuller outside. Going to go outside on the head pin. Only gets the front 2. He'll shoot at the 7-8 for a 10 box. Whitcomb with a nice 10. Fuller will look to get 1, and he gets the 7 pin in the corner. So Fuller at 97 through 8. Bobby Wickham at 98. And with that 8th box, he's already beat his previous string. The lead is down, but the lead is under 50. It's down to 49 pins. Whitcomb off to the left. The 1, 3, 6, and 7 with a piece of wood behind the 6. Fuller back in the pocket, leaves the 5, 9. All right. Now, wood behind the 6 shouldn't come into play, but as we've seen so far tonight, stranger things have happened. And he goes outside on the head pin. The ball takes the 7 out. Fuller gets the 2-pinner to go. Wickham, not usually the way you'd play the 1, 3, 6, 7, but he gets the 3-pin off the wall to take out the 6. Matching spares in the 9th. Wickham bounces it down. With a beautiful 9 drop, leaves the 10 pin with a plank right in front of it. Fuller also drops 9, leaves the other corner, the 7. Fuller with, Bobby Wickham with a nice plank in front of the 10. Any piece of that wood will carry, and he's got it. 2 in a row for Bobby Wickham to finish string 2. Fuller basically needs to can just go right at the 7, and he's got it. So, not to be outdone, Brian Fuller Jr. with a big 2 of his own. 10 this second string. Otherwise, the challengers would have been able to make a nice dent into that lead. As Bobby Wickham's going to finish this string with 3 out of 4. And he fills it with 8, 9. Gets the 4 pin to triple 8. Fuller, a disappointing 4 fill. So Bobby Wickham much better, a 136 second string. Brian Fuller with a 130. The challengers make a nice dent into that lead as they fire a 276 in string 2. The champs only with a 238. They knock 38 pins off the lead. As we enter string 3, the overall lead is down to 44 pins. This is looking to shape up to the match that we all anticipated coming in. Winchell gets the splash ball for the strike. The splash ball has been moving tonight. Baker a little on the Fuller side. And I don't mean Brian. He drops 8, leaves the 4 and the 10. Baker chops out just the 4. And he cleans up for the 10. 10 for Baker to start. No. Standing room only crowd here at Exeter Lanes. As you may have been able to tell by all the noise. Winchell gets a break off the 3 pin. Helps him. Oh! Gets the 10 pin to fall late. Baker, ooh, half Worcester left. What a very fortunate break by John Winchell there. Yep, he snags a 7 pin for the spare. He had a nice plank right in front of it. Yep. Baker gets 5. He's got 3 left to shoot at. The 4, 7, and 10. He gets the 2. Yep. As John alluded to, sometime sometimes you definitely need some breaks in this game. You definitely need a little bit of luck on your side. Oh. And Winchell a little thin there. He's got the drop 7. He's got the 2, 7, 10. Baker back on the 2 pin again. He's a little frustrated with himself. He's got the 4 horseman right plus the 7 pin. Winchell trying to send the 2 over and just gets by. Baker runs the horseman down, leaves the 7. Winchell gets the baby split for a 9 box. He sits at 46 through 3. Baker 28 through 3. So, Shawn Baker is sitting at 258 through 2. Bob Wickham at 225. John Winchell 231 and Brian Fuller at 296. Winchell thin on the 1-3 again. Gets the 4-pin to drop. Here comes another piece of wood. And you got 2 pieces rested up against the 8. There should be Baker back on the head pin. Finally hits the head pin, but doesn't get much to look at. He's got an inverse triangle there. The 4, 5, and the 8. Winchell, I would think, would look to go down by the 7. Snap that double piece over, and he's got it. Right on cue. 56 on a ball. Baker looking to bounce it off the wood, and he only gets 2. Good bid from Shawn Baker. Baker gets the 10 box, so he sits at 38 through 4. So the overall lead at this point is 52 pins. Winchell a little full. Drops 6. He's got the 3, 4, 7, and 10. Baker in the pocket. Yeah, not the friendliest of leaves. He's got the 4-10. You got 2 pieces of wood over on the right, 1 behind the 4. And a couple options here. Oh, Winchell tries to cut the 3 over. Can't quite get it there. Only takes out the 2. And depending on what Shawn feels comfortable with, could either play either side of the 4-pin or go over by the 10 with that double piece of wood in there and try to snap it over. Let's see where he goes. He goes left. And he's got it. Left side of the 4-pin. He knocked it right on the wood. And the chain reaction takes out the 10. Winchell only gets the 8. So he sits at 70. Shawn Baker, 48 plus 1. So Bob, we're going to have ourselves a crew at the Pro Series playoffs next weekend.
That's right. Spread Eagle's going to be there with 4 different lanes of broadcasting for the first 2 rounds. There are going to be 16 bowlers. The top 8 get a bye. We're going to have 4 broadcasters doing 2 matches apiece.
First ball, 1 second. Back to Fuller. We'll get back with you in between boxes. Fuller drops 6. No, excuse me, 7. The 10-pin goes late. Wickham a little full. Both bowls with the 2 and 1. Fuller staring at the 3, 5, and 7. Whitcomb with the 2, 4, and the 6. Fuller gets 2. Wickham going off, trying to go off the wall. Also only gets 2. Fuller with a 9 box. And Wickham also the 9, so both bowlers sitting at with the 9s to start, as you were, Bob.
Yeah, so just in addition to you and me, Bob Lee, we're going to have Paul Grant and Dave Chestercove. We're all going to be running the broadcast on 2 matches apiece, as you've described.
As Fuller goes through the middle with another 2 and 1. Bobby. And Wickham with a 2 and 1 of a different variety. Fuller shooting at the 3, 4, 6. Bobby Wickham with the 5, 7, 8. Fuller chops out just the 3.
Of course, any one of those matches could be a classic. Could be, it could be 8, 9 marks, 200 games, who knows?
Exactly.
With the competition there, I didn't want to miss anything, and Spread Eagle's been growing so much. There's so many people like yourself that want to broadcast and get the action out there. Show that we're a real sport.
Right. All for the love of the game. So Fuller with an 8, Wickham with a 9. So Bobby Wickham 18 through 2, Fuller at 17 through 2. So it'll be. So the proceedings will start at 10 a.m. down at Timber Lanes in Abington on the South Shore of Massachusetts next Saturday morning. Probably go about 5 or 6 hours or so.
Then we'll have to consolidate, Justin.
Record it. We're going to be recording, correct?
Right. I don't think we can live stream that many matches at once.
As Bobby Wickham takes them all down. I think that might be his first strike of the night. Fuller looking at a 4 and 2 there. Only gets 3. Pins out for an 8. Fuller sitting at 25 through 3. Bobby Wickham 28 plus 2. So I believe the plan is we're going to record early and then go live for the semifinals and finals, correct?
That's right. And yeah, and then we'll be putting something together that'll be every match will have its own show later on. People can watch that for many years to come.
Absolutely. Excellent. And Fuller with a good first ball, leaving the triangle over in the left corner, the 4-7-8. Whitcomb, ooh, eagle +1. Oh, so he has another ball. Fuller covers the triangle in the corner perfectly for the spare. Spare in the 4th. Whitcomb goes left. Takes out 3 for a 6 fill. He sits at 34 through 3. Bobby covers the 3 on the right for a 9 box. He sits at 43 through 4. Fuller at 35 on a ball. So you got nothing going on next Saturday, and you don't want to wait for the recordings or rely on a live stream. Come down to Timbert and check in the action live. Fuller looking to load it up big. Drops 9. Nothing in the way as the 2 pieces of wood roll off into the gutter. Bob Wickham clips the head pin on the way by, but he takes 7. He clips the head pin and it doesn't fall. He's looking at the 1, 2, and the 4. Fuller picks up the single. He'll end his first half with 2 in a row. Wickham runs down the mini rail, the 1, 2, and 4. He sits at 53 on a ball. So as we officially hit the halfway point of the match, overall, the 3-time defending champions of Winchell and Fuller sit at 651. And Shawn Baker and Bob Wickham sit at 584 as the lead has gone back up to 67 pins. 3 of the 4 bowlers are sitting on a mark. However, the man on lane 4, John Winchell, is the only one that is not. Baker starts off his second half with a good 1-2 pocket hit. 3-pin tumbles over. Hits the 7, but it doesn't go. So 7 fill. Winchell leaves a triangle right, the 2, 4, and 5 with a piece of frozen wood on the 4, which may help. Baker snags 2. Winchell gets a spare to go. Baker gets the 10. Winchell cut that 2-pin a little bit too fine, but the piece of wood behind the 4 was in place to trip it over. So Baker's sitting at 65 through 6. Winchell 80 plus. And Winchell drops 8, leaving the 7-10. Winchell at 88 through 6. Baker's got 4 horsemen right. And he runs him down. 75 on a ball for Shawn Baker. Winchell trying to snap the 7-pin off the wall, and he's got it. 2 in a row for Winchell. What a shot. John Winchell making some shots tonight. Baker with a beautiful fill ball. Gets 9. Nothing in front of it. Winchell drops 8. Winchell's got the 2 and the 10. Baker picks the 9-pin clean for the spare. 2 marks in a row for Shawn Baker. Winchell with the 2 and 10 here. He's got what appears to be a frozen piece of wood on the 2 on the low end with another piece behind it. Goes way left, and a little too fine. The 2-pin is cut in front of it. Winchell leaves it for the 9 box. He sits at 115 through 8. Shawn Baker, 94 on a ball. Baker drops 6. Another split. 3, 6, 10 on the right. 4 on the left. Winchell off to the right, hoping for the 4-pin to fall, and he does. He's got the high-low jack with the 9-pin. And a piece of wood behind where the 2-pin would be, which should help a little bit. Baker cuts it over perfectly! What a shot from Shawn Baker. 3 marks in a row. Winchell hits the aforementioned piece of wood, takes out just the 7 and the 9. Fuller gets the 9. Excuse me, Winchell gets the 9. He's at 124 through 9. Baker, 3 marks in a row and 4 in his last 5 boxes. Sitting at 110 plus a ball. He's only left 2 pins standing this string. Yep. A little full, only 5. He's got check mark left and the 10-pin. Winchell a little thin, but he's getting the pins to mix. He's already gotten that to break up for him once today. Or should I say we've already seen that break up once. I think Wickham actually got it. Well, he's got an angle piece of wood there on the 2. And a very sharp angle. Judging by Baker and Wickham's conversation, it looks like they're going to go over on the 4-pin side of that wood and try to snap it over. That was the oh. And somehow he only gets the only gets the corners. Winchell's got the 10-pin. I try to get by that double piece on the gutter, and he's got it. Well, Baker only gets 8, but he ends the 3rd string on a 123. And he has a 3-string total of 381. Winchell's sitting at 134 in a ball. Fortunately for him, that double piece of wood that was in the right gutter wasn't hanging out too much, so he had plenty of room to get by. Oh, Winchell drops 8. Beautiful ball. 142, 3rd string for John Winchell, and a 3-string total of 373. The lead is back up to 60. The lead is back up to 64. So the anchormen are back up. Bob Wickham on lane 5, sitting at 53 in a ball. Brian Fuller Jr., 54 in a ball. Bobby Whitcomb back in the pocket. Ooh, his turn for the inverted triangle. The 2, 5, and 8. Fuller drops 9. Piece of wood didn't have enough oomph to take out the 7, but he drops 9 and he's got a good look at a spare. Wickham tries to snap the 4-pin off that frozen piece of wood and back. Fuller with a room service lead for the spare. 3 marks in a row. Wickham picks it for the 10, so he sits at 70 through 6. Brian Fuller Jr. at 73 in a ball. Whitcomb a little full, but he gets a split to break up, leaves the 2, 4, and 7. Fuller a little full of his own, also gets a split to break up, but he drops 8. He's got the 2, 4. He's up to 81 through 6. Fuller goes out. No, excuse me. Whitcomb goes outside. Leaves just the 4. Fuller splits the 2-pinner in half, and he's got it. 4 marks in a row. And Wickham gets the 10 for an 80. So he's at 80 through 7. Fuller 91 plus a ball through 7. And Whitcomb off on the 3-pin. Nope, drops 7. Head pin goes late. Fuller goes right through the middle. It only takes out 3 at the eagle. Is the spread eagle plus the 8-pin. Not sure Bobby Wickham wanted that head pin to fall, as now he's got a tricky piece of wood in front. What's up, Nate? And, ooh, just clips the wood and gets the 2-pin, but that's all. He was looking to go up high on the piece of wood and drive it all the way back. While Fuller only chops out the 3-pin, he'll have some work to do to clean up. Wickham gets the 2-pinner for a 10-box. And Fuller with a 7-box. A 101 through 8. Bobby Wickham's at 90. Wickham a little full again. The 2, 4, and 6 show up again. Fuller with another 2-pinner. This time the 5 and the 8. The overall lead is at 74 pins. Wickham looking to cut the 2 and 1 over, and he's not going to be good enough. Fuller just gets by the front one. And Wickham gets the 10-box, so he's at 100 through 9. Fuller also with a 10. He's at 111 through 9. Bob Brown is chuckling somewhere. So,
4 10s in a row.
Yep. Good pinning at least. So Fuller sits at 111 through 9. Wickham back in the pocket. 5-pin goes, looking for the 3 to go, and it does. Fuller buries it in the 1-2 pocket, striking the 10th for Brian Fuller. And Bobby covers the 10-pin for a spare in the 10th. Bobby Witt 110 plus a ball. Brian Fuller sitting at 121 plus 2. He is already at 417. So Bobby with a disappointing 3. Fuller also hits the 2-pin, but drops 5. He's got the 4 horsemen right and the 7. Fuller off to the right. Gets 7 for a 128 and a 3-string total of 424. Well, he decided he wanted to one-up what he threw last night. He had a 412 at Sunnyside last night. He went 12 pin. He's gone 12 pins better in his first 3 strings. So, at the end of 3, the defending champions with a 78-pin lead, 797 to 719. Bob Wickham with a disappointing 338 to this point. But these 4 bowlers are all 120 plus average bowlers. There's more than enough time left. Winchell looked like he was going to take out the 1-3, but gets a decent mix. Looking at the 2, 6, 7, and 8. Baker back in there. Leaves the 2-4. Any spare leave is the challenger's best friends right now. They need everyone they can get. Winchell goes outside. Only gets the 2. Baker runs down the 2-pinner. He starts off the 4th string with a spare. Winchell got the 6 and 7 left. And he just gets 9. So Shawn Baker will look to fill a spare. And Winchell at 9. Winchell off to the left. He leaves the Caleri right, the 4 horseman right plus the 8. Had a piece of wood trying to hang around. Baker just misses left, but he gets a good break. He's got the 1, 3, 6, and 7 with a frozen piece of wood right on the 1 and the 3. All lined up. Winchell just gets by, takes out 3. This piece of wood's all lined up at the 7. Ooh, and a little too full. Leave just the 6. Winchell chops out just the head pin there for a 9 box. He sits at 18. And Baker also with a 9. He's at 25 through 2. Winchell back in the pocket. He's got the side saddle triangle on the left there, the 2, 4, and the 8. Baker off to the right. Leaves the 1, 4, 7, and 9. A piece of wood that's heading right into the gutter. The one over in the left corner should help cover those 2. And, Winchell covers the side saddle triangle. Not an easy shot to make. Baker goes outside on the head pin. Somehow the 7 pin stays up. Wow. Not the pin I was worried about. He does pick up the 10, though. He sits at 35 through 3. Winchell at 28 plus the ball. Well, there is no defense in this game, but at this point, with this big of a lead, every mark that the champs get basically acts as defense. Because in theory, if he fills it good, every mark the leading bowler gets, the person trailing needs 2 just to catch up. And Winchell drops 7 with the 1. He's got the 1, 9, and 10. Baker in the pocket leaves the 5 and the 8. Baker hoping for the wood to stay out as far as possible. And Winchell takes out just the 1, 9. Baker going to take a closer look at it. It seems to be on a good angle. The question is, I think he may be looking over at the 1 over there on the right side by the 5 pin. Over on or should I say over by the 9 pin, over on that spot. He's got a couple options. Let's see which way he goes. The question is, he's going left, and he's got it. So Shawn Baker with a big mark here in the fourth. Winchell checks out the 10. So I guess I misinterpreted what they said. He went on the right side of that. Baker went on the right side of that piece of wood, and I'm guessing that's where he intended to go in the first place. Winchell off to the right again. He's got the 4 horsemen left and the 10. Baker looking for a big fill, and he's got it. Drops 9. He's at 54 through 4. Just looking at the 5-pin with nothing in front of it. Winchell, only takes out the front 2 on the horseman plus the 10. The 4 and the 7 stay. Oh, Baker with a costly miss. At this point in the, that is a costly miss at this point in the match. Winchell cleans up for the 10, dodged a bullet there. Baker with a 9, so he sits at 63 at the half. Yeah. 10 for Winchell. Thanks. Yep. All right, Fuller and Wickham come back up. Fuller leaves the diamond right in the 7. Bobby Wickham looking at the 410. You can't get the 10-pin to carry with that spinning piece of wood. Fuller covers the diamond on the right. It leaves the 7. And that piece of wood looks like it's going to roll in the gutter, and it does. He goes over. He goes left and gets it. 10 by Fuller. Wickham goes over like he was throwing it at the 7-pin and gets it to snap over. Beautiful shot. Wow. Fuller off to the left. He leaves the 4 horsemen right side. Wickham looking to load up. And he does. He's got 9 so far, and that's not going to go any further. Fuller goes outside on the 4 horsemen and leaves the 6. So Bob looking for a 2 in a row, and he just gets by it. Fuller gets the 10. Bobby Wickham missed the 7-pin on the left, but kept it on the lane. And he's missing on the other side. So 28 through 2. That's a couple of costly single misses for the challengers. That's not something you want to see. Fuller, on the other hand, he likes to see that. As he drops 9 of his own, leaves the 2-pin. Wickham a little full. He leaves the 3 and the 4. Winchell picks the single for the spare in the 3rd. Oh, Fuller, excuse me. Well, I've already called each of them the other guy once. Whitcomb tries to play the 3 off the wall, no dice. I'm sure John Winchell would be like to throw Brian Fuller scores right now. As Bobby misses left again for an 8-box, 36 through 3. Brian Fuller 30 plus a ball. We are early here in string 4 in Money Match 5. Justin Scali alongside Bob Lee. The the three-time defending champions, currently with a 64 lead, plus 10. Strike on spare for Brian Fuller. That gets the lead through completed up to 74. Wickham drops 9. Now he's looking at the 5-pin. And he's got it. Spare in the 4th for Bobby Witt. So he sits at 46 in a ball. Brian Fuller Jr., 50 plus 2. You didn't see it, but off camera, Shawn Baker was waving at that piece of wood as it rolled back to take out that last pin for Fuller's strike. Fuller with the splash ball. Gets it to break up again. He's staring at the 7-pin. Both pieces of wood are going to roll right into the gutter. Into the pit, excuse me. All right, Witt off to the left. Only takes out 3. Fuller picks another single. 3 marks in a row to close out the first half. He's sitting at 70 on a ball. Wickham, a little heavy. Only takes out the 1, 3, and 6. He's got 4 left to shoot at. Bobby Wick, so he gets a sure 2 in the corner. Oh, he sits at 57 at the half. Brian Fuller, 70 plus a ball. So Fuller and Winchell with a combined 125 pins to this point in the 4th string. And the challenge is only a 120, so far in the string, the champions have added another 5 pins to their lead. It's up to 83. As off the strength of their spectacular opening string, they are threatening to run away and hide. Baker off to the left with the 4 horsemen right and the 7. Winchell a little thin on the Brooklyn side. He's got the 3, 5, 9, and 10 with a piece of wood between the 5 and the 9. Baker goes outside on the horseman, and he's got it. Ball goes over and takes out the 7. Beautiful shot for Shawn Baker. Winchell chops out the half Worcester pins. He's got 2 left. Winchell cuts the 5 into the 10 for a nice 10 box. He sits at 65 through 6. Well, Baker at 75 in a ball. Well, excuse me, 73 in a ball. Baker a little full on the Brooklyn side, only drops 5. He's got the check mark right in the 7 with a piece of wood right behind the 3. Oh, Winchell gets the potential big 4 there to break up, leaving just the 7. Oh, Winchell goes outside on the check mark, leaving everything but the 6. Winchell just wants to be on the left side of that wood, and he's got it. So Shawn Baker with the 9, 87 through 7. John Winchell 75 on the ball. Baker gets the 5-pin to fall this time. 3, 6, 10 on the right, 7 on the left. Winchell a little full, leaves the 2, 4, 6, and 7. All right, so Baker's got a piece of wood in front of the 6-10 and 1 over to the left of the 3. He plays the cap. Everything but the 9. Winchell tops just the 2. Baker gets the 10. He sits at 97 through 8. Winchell gets 1. He has an 8, so he's at 89 through 8. Baker 97. Couple big boxes here to close out their 4th string. Baker off to the left. You got the 1, 3, and the 7 with a very favorable piece of wood in front of the 7. Winchell with a 3 and 2. He's got the 3, 6, 10 on the right, 4, 7 on the left with a piece of wood that's frozen on the 3 but lined up. Oh, Baker sends the head pin off the wall to carry the 7. Didn't even need that wood. Winchell will probably try to slide past the 3. Up, doesn't need to. It's the head. It's the 3 pin a little. It's a 3 pin a little full, but still gets it to carry. So Baker at 107 plus 6. So he's at 113 through 9. Winchell 99 plus 4. No, 5. Got the extra pin to carry, so he sits at 104 through 9. Nope. Baker dropped it at the line. Only gets the 10. Winchell covers the right side. And Baker overcuts the 3 pin for a 9 box at a 122. He sits at 503 for 4. Winchell with a 10 of his own. He sits at 114. He's at 487 for 4. So with the anchorman back up, Fuller and Winchell with an 83 pin lead, plus whatever Fuller gets on this fill ball. He's working on 3 in a row, 70 plus a ball. And Wickham drops 8. He leaves the 2 and 4. Fuller with the splash ball again, with a little pirouetting 6 pin there. He also drops 8. But he's got the 4 and the 10. He's got a double piece in front of the 10. As, ooh, just got by. Only gets the 4. Fuller's going there, trying to snap it over. And Wickham gets his 10. Fuller with a 9. He sits at 87 through 6. Bobby Witt at 67 through 6. The lead is currently at 90 pins. Fuller off to the left. Drop 6. Oh boy. Wickham looking at half Worcester right. Leaves the 7-10. Fuller outside. He leaves just the head pin. Wickham with an 8 box. Fuller with 10. So Fuller sits at 97 through 7. Bobby Wickham at 75. I am not. I thought I lost my wallet. It fell out of my pocket. Fuller off to the right. Gets the corners to fall. He's got the 1, 2, and the 4. Bobby Wickham, 4-7 with a plank right in front of it, and he's got it. Fuller off to the left. He's got the head pin left. And Fuller with a 10. He sits at 107 through 8. Bobby Wickham at 85 plus a ball. And Wickham there drops 9. Fuller a little full. He's got the 5, 6, and 10. That piece of wood rolls off into the gutter. Wickham looking at the 4-pin with a piece of wood that looks to be right up on the lip. And he's got it. Just took a quick peek at the pin cam. It wasn't completely flush, but he got it anyway. Ball only gets 1. He's got 1 left. And he gets the 9, so Fuller sits at 116 through 9. Bobby Wickham with 2 marks in a row. He's at 104 on a ball. And I think if the Challengers want any hope of coming back and taking this match, I think he needs to mark in the 10th as well. Preferably strikes. And not a strike, but he drops 7. Spare leave, though. He's looking at a triangle of the 5, 8, and 9. Fuller getting a few extras to carry. Leaves just the 2-pin. Whitcomb looking for 3 in a row, and he cuts the 5 in front of the 9. And Fuller capitalizes with another spare in the 10th. Wickham with an unlucky break there on the triangle. He picks out for the 10 and a 121. With a 4-string total of 459. Fuller sitting at 126 on a ball. Plus 7 for a 133. He has a 4-string total of 557. Holy coly Toledo. So John Winchell and Brian Fuller with an 82-pin lead with 1 string to go, 1044 to 962. Two records have already fallen today in case you missed it. Brian Fuller broke the single string record with a 166 first string. And the team of Winchell and Fuller broke the team single string record with a 289. Fuller's individual high series of 681 is in serious jeopardy. Winchell off to the right, drops 5. 10-pin does not carry. And Baker half Worcester left. Winchell with a 4 and 1, takes out everything but the 10. Baker maybe a little too thin on the head pin there. He's got the 3s, 7, 9, and 10. Winchell gets his 10. And Baker as well. And Baker gets something to come off the wall and come over and take the 7. So pair of 10s. All right. Nope. Yep. In case you're just joining us, Justin Scali and Bob Lee here at Exeter Lanes, Exeter, New Hampshire. Standing room only crowd for the 5th edition of the Money Match. As one half of the defending champions, John Winchell over on lane 5 takes out the spread eagle, plus the 9-pin. Baker with a strike in the 2nd. I think he'd like a few more of those. as the reigning champs are looking for 4 wins in a row. Winchell off to the left, just the 4 and 7. Winchell looking at the 2, 3, 6, 9, 10. Gets the right side for a 9 box, and 19 through 2. Yep. All right. And Winchell buries it and gets a rough break. The 6, 7, 8, 9. Makeable, though. Slim odds, but makeable. Baker off to the right, drops 5. He leaves the 1, 2, 6, 8, and 10. He's got a couple pieces of wood off to the left of the 2 there, which could help keep things in play a little bit. Winchell splits the 2-pinner in half. Baker goes outside on the head pin and he gets it. 2 in a row for Baker. So Shawn Baker now is sitting at 40 plus. A-ball. And Winchell with a 9, so he's at 28. Winchell with 3 open boxes to start the 5th. And he's got a spare leave. He's got the 3 and 10, the baby split. He's got a piece of wood in front of the 10 that will give him a little bit more of a margin for error. Oh, Baker drops 9, leaving the 6-pin. Hoping for that wood to settle down in the right place, stay out of the way. Winchell chops out just the 3. And Baker uses the wood, 3 marks in a row. 59 on the ball for Shawn Baker. Doing what he needs to do to chop into this lead, and he's already on his way. Johnny Winchell with a 10 box and 38 through 4. So to this point, Shawn Baker has chopped 21 pins off the overall lead. So the overall lead is down to 61 pins minus whatever he gets on this fill ball. Winchell answers with a nice 9 drop. Hoping for that piece of wood to roll back close to the 7. Baker just off to the right. He's got the high-low jack plus the 9, hoping for the wood to settle in a favorable spot. And that, I would say, would be 1. Winchell covers the 8-pin for the spare. 48 half plus the ball for John Winchell. That'll help stem the tide off just a little bit. And Baker converts the high-low jack on the 9-pin. 10-pin comes off the wall to get the 9. 4 marks in a row for Shawn Baker, 75 on the ball. The lead is down to 55. He just has to hope that this isn't a case of too little, too late. Safe to say Bobby Wickham needs a half just like that at the very least. Fuller off to the left. He leaves the Caleri right. 4. And Whitcomb a little thin. They're still falling. He drops 9. And Fuller gets 3 of the Caleri pins to drop. It leaves the back 2. And 8-pin almost fell late. Bobby's staring at the 3-pin, and he's got it. Bobby Wickham with a spare in the first. 5 in a row for the team. Fuller hits the cap out in front and carries the 8-pin. So Fuller with a 9 box. Lead down to 54 minus this fill. Fuller off to the left. 9. And Bobby Witt with a big-time fill. Only dropped 7. He's got the 4, 8, and the 10, but the 8 pin slid over a little bit. This may help him. And when we get a closer look, because Fuller chops out just the head pin on the Horseman. He's got the 3, 6, 7, 10 left. Under normal circumstances, the 2 pins closer together like that will make it a much easier shot. The question is whether he's going to go more on the 4-pin side or right where those 2 pieces of wood meet out in front. He's going where they meet. And he just gets the 2-pinner. Everything flies in front of the 10. Fuller gets 3 for the 9 box. He's at 18. And Wickham clips the 10 pin for a 10 box, so he's at 27 through 2. Fuller at 18, and they've picked up another 9 pins. The lead is down to 46. This is not over yet. Fuller a little full. He's got another clip, another 3 and 2. Got the eagle minus the 2 pin. Wickham with a nice mixing ball. He's got the 3, 6, 9, and 10 with a piece of wood between the 6 and the 10, which should help. Fuller trying to play that shot the conventional way, but misses the 3 on the way by. Whitcomb with the spare leave, and he's got it. He gets the bounce off. He gets the bounce off the piece of wood. Spare for Bob Wickham. And Fuller chops the 3 pin for a disappointing 7. Fuller sitting at 25 through 3. Bob Wickham 37 and a ball. Oh, with a good feel here, this can get it under 40. And Fuller off to the right again. He's got the Caleri left. Wickham in the 1-2. Gets the 9 pin to carry late. He's got the 3, 5, and 10. And as you heard Sean Baker say, he's got a nice piece of wood touching the 10. That will serve as a guide. Fuller still shooting at 3 for the 10. Little full on the 2-pinner, and he's got it. Bobby Wickham with 2 in a row. Fuller cleans up for the 10. Bobby Witt sitting at 54 and a ball. The lead's down to 36. The challengers are making a last-ditch run at this, and they've got some traction. Fuller tries to answer in a big way, and he drops 9, hoping for that piece of wood to get out of the way, and it does. Wickham buries it. 9 pin falls just to the right of the 5 pin. He's also shooting at the 5 pin. Fuller with a big spare in the 5th to stem the tie just a little bit. That is a big pickup from Fuller there in the 5th. As Bob Wickham also staring at the 5 pin for 3 marks in a row. No, he just got by. So Fuller with a little momentum shift in that 5th box. Oh, he covers for the 10, 73 half for Bob Wickham. So Baker and Wickham are making a run at it. They have a combined 148 in this string. 104 string. While the challenger is only with 93, the lead is down to 27. But the champions have an extra hit. Baker buries it and drops 8. Baker with an 8 drop gets the lead down to 19. Winchell with a big strike. Strike on spare. Baker covers the 2-pinner in the corner. 5 marks in a row for Sean Baker. He sits at 93 and a ball. The lead is 29. Baker a little thin. Has a good mixing ball. Drops 9. He sits at 102. Winchell back in there. Gets the split to break up. Leaves the 4-7 with a plank out in front. Baker smells blood. 6 marks in a row. 112 and a ball. Winchell gets by the front piece of wood, and he's got it. 3 marks in a row for John Winchell of his own. 88 and a ball. John Winchell doing his best to keep the champs in the lead. The lead is at 30 pins. Oh! 1-8-9. But as someone once told me, that goes with the 5-pin. Winchell off to the left. He leaves the Caleri right. So he picks up 2 pins on that fill. Baker just gets by the 3. So the mark streak ends at 6 for Shawn Baker. And Winchell just catches the sleeper. So through completed boxes, the lead is 32. Baker with an 8 box. He sits at 123 through 8. Winchell gets 3 of the 4 horsemen, leaves the head pin. He sits at 102 through 8. And yeah, Winchell tacks on another pin. The lead is 33. Plus whatever Brian Fuller has on his fill ball when he gets back up. Baker, splash ball. Looking to get back on track. Leaves the 6-10 in the corner with a piece of wood off to the left that will not come into play. Winchell on the excuse me. Winchell with a thin hit. I guess.
I prefer Boston and Cambridge side for those for Candlepin.
All right, that's fair. Oh, and Baker cherries the 2-pinner. Winchell looking to go high and drive it in, and he's got it. Baker sits at 133 through 9. John Winchell has reeled off 4 marks in his last 5 boxes to get the lead up to 33. Just when it looked like the challenges were going to come all the way back, Winchell put his foot down and said, "Not so fast." Going to make his anchorman's job just a little bit easier. Baker dropping 7, leaves the 3, 5, and 6. Winchell off to the left. He's got the high-low jack plus the 8-pin. So only a 6 fill there. He's at 118. Baker a little full. Only 2. And Winchell just slides by the head pin, but he gets the back 3. Baker gets his 10 for a 143 and a 5-string total of 646. Spectacular bowling tonight from Shawn Baker. And John Winchell covers the 10 box, a 128. He finishes up with a 615. So, safe to say, it looks like Bob Wickham's 89 string is going to be the difference in this one. 5 boxes to go, however. Winchell and Fuller with a 39 lead plus whatever Brian gets on this fill ball. So the fill ball will get it back into the 40s. Wickham needs to have a hell of a half here. He's got the clear left with a piece of wood right behind the 2. Fuller drops 9 on his spare. He's at 54 through 5. Looks to flatten out. And it's rolling, but didn't quite. Not the best of angles. And Wickham just slides by. Fuller's going to have to go up on the high side of this piece. A little too high. Fuller gets the 9. No, excuse me. Wickham gets the 9. Fuller gets the 10. So Fuller's sitting at 64 through 6. Bob Wickham at 82. With 4 boxes to go, the champs have a 49-pin lead. Records are falling, folks. As Wickham off to the right, drops 6. Fuller was looking at the Cleary right, but the 10-pin falls late. Bobby Wickham is looking at the 1, 2, 4, and 8. And just takes out the 1-8. Fuller also takes out just the 1-8. They're both looking at 2 pinners, mirror images. Wickham with the 2-4, Fuller with the 3-6. Wickham gets his, and Fuller chops out the front pin on his. 3 boxes to go. Fuller and Winchell with a 48-pin lead as Wickham is running out of boxes. At this point, he's going to have to string some strikes together. And that's not how to do it. And Fuller off to the left. Bobby went with the 2, 4, and 6. Pretty much a must make at this point. Nope. And Fuller with the curtain. Wickham checks the 9 for a 101 through 8. Fuller gets 9. He's at 82 through 8. The lead is 44 pins. It is just about over. If Wickham were to throw a 4-bagger, Fuller would only need 13 pins. And only drops 9. And that's going to do it. That is going to mathematically shut the door. The champions will defend once again.
$10,000 over the course of 4 money matches.
Unbelievable. And Winchell has a young one. That's a lot of diapers.
That is.
Well, both bowlers looking to clean up.
Taking the lead in the streaming era, I would say.
Yes, that is correct. And Fuller gets the 9. So Fuller at 91 through 9. Bobby Wickham only at 110. Or should I say at 110? So Fuller will not break his 681 high 5 for this series. But a few records have fallen today. But Fuller will go out in style with a strike in the 10th. And Bobby gets nothing on the second ball. He got the 1, 3, and 10. And for an 8 for 118. So Wickham will finish at 118 for a 5-string total of 577. Brian Fuller sitting at 101 plus the fill. So he's at 658 plus these 2 balls. So he misses to the left. And that will do it. 7 fill for a 108 and a 5-string total for Brian Fuller of 665. So the champions defend once again, 1280 to 1223.
Congratulations, everybody! And, another amazing money match, and what a team! What a team! John Winchell, Brian Fuller Jr. have turned out to be. They're going to be going up next in the month of May.
In the month of May on a date to be determined. Next up, Nate Freshie Zuffalato and Dave Barber. So quite a few records fell today. So Brian Fuller's 166 first string sets the mark for the highest individual score. The high T single was also set in that first string with their combined 289. And we also have the highest losing score at 1223 for Baker and Wickham, and also the highest combined score. What's that? 2503? 2503. So a record-breaking day. So that's all for now.
Loading that up right now.
Yep. We will be once we stop this recording, we will be everything will be getting uploaded shortly. For this is it from Exeter Lanes in Exeter, New Hampshire. For Bob Lee, I'm Justin Scali. We'll see you at Timber Lanes next Saturday, 10 a.m.